Well, we're here at the ballpark. I'm a little torn. I got to do my videos. It's Sunday. I'm late doing them. Got to get them done. But it's a long weekend, so you may end up getting them on Monday. You know, at the end of the day, it's been a great summer. It's been a great week. It's been a fantastic weekend. And you know what? As I said in my video last week, when I was a kid, old home week's over, summer's over. And I feel it. I feel the transition. It's almost palpable, changing from stake racing to there's the baby sales. You know, Amy and I looked on the site the other day, and almost every video for Ohio's up. A lot of Kentucky starts coming in now. This is it. This is the time of year. So got to get through this week for sure. So happy that Time Is On My Side raced well the other day. That win secured him a spot in the final. It's certainly no lock. He's got to race against Captain Albano and all those good horses also. But what he did was prove he can hang with them. A huge mile from him the other day in that pouring rain. Did you see the picture? Oh yeah, I showed you the picture. That was one of the coolest pictures. You can see how like the raindrops are so big. I'll post it later on anyway. Chris had shot it at the Meadows. It's a pretty cool picture. Anyway, it's obviously Time Is On My Side winning. Very happy both him and Arrowhead Hanover have made the finals, and both I think have similar shots. They're no locks, but they're not long shots. They may go out as long odds, but make no mistake, both those horses have pretty good shots to do well in the finals. And we've had a pretty good track record in the finals. Just beat at the wire with Lawmaker when he was 2 or 3? 2. And just beat at the wire with White Tiger at 2 also. So Arrowhead Hanover hopefully can surpass their finishes. It'd be great to win with him. As I said, Pennsylvania finals are coming up over the next 10 days. Kentucky is shortly thereafter. The regional stakes season is starting to wind down, and then you get the Grand Circuit winding up, spinning up. Obviously, we have some horses that will be racing in the Grand Circuit. It should be a lot of fun this year. Time Is On My Side is slated to go to Delaware for sure. I know there's been a lot of discussion about Arson, and I know a couple of our clients were a little dismayed that he probably may not go to the Little Brown Jug, but it can't be about taking our horse to the Little Brown Jug. It has to be what makes sense for everybody. And I know, listen, I'm from a small town, and I know how much it meant to me to go to the Gold Cup, so I get it. I know how much it means to go to the Little Brown Jug if you're an Ohio resident. But to be fair, we're not closing shop up anytime soon, and I hope and believe that this won't be our last opportunity to race in the Little Brown Jug. So with that out of the way, we'll run through what took place last week. The videos are going to be a little more condensed today because I am focusing on what's going on just to the right of me, which is the baseball game about to start here in another 20 minutes. These kids are playing so good right now, and it goes without saying, but not really. It's hard for a team to play error-free baseball, especially when you're 11 years old, 12 years old. It's super, super hard to do, and these guys have been playing some really, really good baseball. So good for them. It's been great for us too. Amy and I, we got to go out with some of the parents last night. It's not like we're all friends. We're the team parents, and it's nice to go out and just get to know them a little better and spend some time hanging around other people that are going through the same thing as us. It's been a great summer in that regard also. So without further ado, we'll talk about the horses. Last Monday, I thought Green Glitter raced okay. Fourth, she should have been second. Listen, at the end of the day, she's an underachiever. We know it. It just is what it is. I think she's going to be a decent overnight filly in that Buckeye, Stallion, Wildcat, Goldenrod, whatever type, and that's of her fruition. She wants to be that way, and there's not much we can do about that. Hopefully she gets better and better and better, and she turns into a decent Buckeye filly or Stallion Goldenrod filly in 2025. But she's almost done in 2024. The Wildcat does not have a final. I suspect I'd like to put a 2-year-old mark on her, so what you might see is her finish up in Kentucky. I don't know if we're going to take 2 trotting colts, 2 trotting fillies on the 2-year-old side to Corbin for sure. I don't know who we'll take on the 3-year-old side. I suspect Memory and Imagination, potentially pickpocket, but I'm not positive yet. We still have Militant, and people don't realize how well he's been racing. And I know, as I said to Eric has never got along with him the best, but he's never had to race him in the soft company that we've had up here. Now the company we had the other day, that mile in 52-1, that was a hell of a mile. We'll see. Militant just keeps getting better and better and better, so we'll see how this progresses with Militant. The fillies that did race, I thought Gymboree raced very good. We didn't talk very much about Gymboree and how well she raced the other day. You know what she did do? I didn't talk to you about this. I said it in the video, but you didn't know. So about 4 days before, we trained her hard. We trained her on Lasix. She still showed a little bit of blood, which is not unexpected, right? So you dry her up and race her. Raced her, not one drop. First time in her life, she raced and never showed a drop of blood. It was perplexing. I know Eric had the twitch in his hand, and we were just about to scope her, and he goes, you know what you're going to find? And I said, yeah, but I want to know how much. And Dr. Roberts put the scope in, and he goes, you're both wrong. 0. Not one drop. So you can see the difference, right, in the performance of the horses. So that might go without saying. You might say, well, obviously, but think about it. What she's done and how she's progressed is pretty impressive. And I was really proud of that filly the other day. I know Jody Jameson had called me. I don't know whether he was planting a seed or not the other day, but told me he'd be in Kentucky on Tuesday. Said we'll go to eat. And I said, actually, I have to race in Sire Stakes Tuesday night, and I have and because I can and will stay in Northfield, I'm going to go over and try and see if we can get Casanova Hall qualified, Insider Trading qualified, School, Tenacious Hanover. These are important things also. And I said to him, I said, well, we don't have a driver for those horses if you'd like to drive them, because there was no guaranteed driver, right? Dave Miller might take this one. Andy Miller might take that one. Toddy might take that one. There was no guaranteed driver. The only guaranteed driver was for Green Glitter, and that was Scotty. And I know Jody could have drove Green Glitter also, but Scotty did go and qualify them. And I just felt, I think Jody's a tremendous driver and always has been, right? Same age as me, was always top of the food chain as a driver, both him and Mark. And, still continues to be a great driver. And I just thought, listen, here's a guy that knows us, knows our horses, and is going to be in Kentucky. Why not let him drive Gymboree, Rosetta, and Grand Slam Dio? I know Scotty, he's a little lukewarm on Grand Slam Dio anyway, since the attempted murder charge at the open house last December. And Rosetta can be really hot and hard to deal with. Scotty couldn't drive Rosetta or Gymboree, so we were looking for drivers anyway. And I just said, you know what, just put Jody on all 3 of those horses, but put Scotty on Green Glitter because he did qualify. He has come to the open houses, and fair is fair. And I'm sure Scotty doesn't care either way. It's a $10,000 stake race, but at the end of the day, I just thought it was the right move. So that's how that ended up being that way. Last week, I thought Don't Talk About Bruno and George raced all right. All Gas No Brakes raced all right also. I was pleased with them. We had the sale last week. We moved on some horses. We moved Prince Charmer today. Sold him to Ron Burke. I don't know. It's the weirdest story, isn't it? That the way that they have the sires. I told you the story, right? Mm-hmm. It's the weirdest story. What's that?
I'm gonna go watch.
You're gonna go watch? I'll be up.
You've got one horse done in 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
I have one day done in lots of things.
One horse.
Not one horse at all.
Gymboree. Oh, Green Glitter.
See, you weren't even listening. So sad. She doesn't even listen. Go watch your ball game. I'll be up in 10 minutes. Tuesday, What a Lady, What a Night raced good, 3rd and 57. Now, Allie's got grit. That curb is just killing him. There's not much he can do with the poor bugger. There isn't much he can do. Jim had crowd that curb after he raced, so that's not going to be an immediate fix. Jim is going to have to work really hard to get that as good as he can. He'll definitely be better than he's been, but won't be at 100% for his next stake race. It'll be a lot of work to get him there. So Jim's super good horseman, old school. He knows what he's doing, and I'm sure the horse will be in fine shape. What else do we got? Gaslight Hall race good. So pleased with this horse. Just such a unique situation. I was right. Now, just because I'm right doesn't mean we're going to be, millionaires over it. That's for sure. But Gaslight Hall did make, unless my math is wrong, Gaslight Hall did make. Look at these 2 kids. These 2 kids are dressed as police officers driving up and down the sidewalk. Oh, I got to show you. That's funny. Gaslight Hall finished fifth in the Sire Stakes race, and by my calculations, he's 10th right now in points. There's a one division of 7 racing today, and all 7 of those horses are already ahead of Gaslight Hall, so I don't see how he gets knocked out of racing in the Kentucky final. So that is interesting and helpful. He has to win tomorrow, I believe, this week in the grassroots, and if he does, I believe there's a chance he secures the final there. At the very least, secures the consolation, which is the first year they're having that. So that's good. And then he'll be off to Corbin shortly thereafter. I think both him and Westland Warrior will likely go to Kentucky, I believe. I still have to work all that out. Last Wednesday, Manhattan Money raced well, finishing second. It's only a matter of time. He's going to get there sooner than later. Now, Wednesday night, the races were canceled because of a power outage. And we had some horses that are carried over. I can assure you, I know Chime Bell, it's been a while since she's raced, but she trained very well. All the horses that missed their starts are trained very, very good on Friday, so they all should be plenty tight heading into next week. Thursday, Serious Dragon, outside post, we did what we could. Stay Close finished third. He was a little flat. I suspect he'll be better next time we race him. And then on Friday, it got really cool. The tournament started here. Oliver's team is now undefeated, 4-0. If I'm not mistaken, they've outscored their opponents 28-4. But now you're in with everybody that's had a good run. I think everybody left is 3-1, and they're 4-0. So we'll see how this plays out today. At the racetrack, a huge race for us with Time Is On My Side. Wasn't massive money. $51,000 is certainly nothing to sneeze at. It's big money. But what was at stake was an opportunity to race in the final. And that's for $253, and that goes next week. His win secured him a spot in the final. So a big day, and probably one of the coolest photos I've been involved with. I want to get a big picture. I want to get it blown up, a big picture of it. You can see Time Is On My Side. Like, it's sunny out, kind of it's not dark, but these giant raindrops. You can see it pouring rain. It's pretty cool. I'm going to get Chris to make me up a big picture of that. And feel free to yourself. Watch Your Mouth race good on Friday. Rosa and Alexander are a little flat again. One of our clients said, why don't we just turn her out? The whole point of racing these horses is to teach them how to race and to at least allow them to get close to achieving what I would suspect and what I feel is the best form of themselves at 2. She's not there yet. So, no, she's not being turned out just yet. We're going to keep her going for a little bit and then turn her out and look to bring her back in the winter. Also, Irresistible Sun, first flat mile I've seen him go all year long. They weren't able to scope him after, but under scope the next day, which wouldn't show little blood, but he is on Lasix anyway. No blood was found, no mucus was found, no redness. So I suspect we're going to find something in his blood work that will point us in the right direction of what took place the other night. As I said, a horse that's been pretty even Steven all year, always knocking on the door, always present, always there, and having a great year. For him to have that mile the other night, those are good horses. 2 horses that beat him are Sire Stake horses. But a close third, we're not talking about him. A poor 6th, well, that's something to discuss. And that's where we're at with Irresistible Sun. And then JK Victory, bounce back again. We're just looking for some consistency moving forward from JK Victory. Now, Saturday, the baseball continued. The kids continued to win. Everybody was flying high here in Windsor. It's just a great feeling. You know, I thought Drebin raced fantastic. Patrick DePrana raced just about as good as he could have from post 9, and 3 Point Blue Chip raced pretty adequate also. So we're heading into the day with we're getting a good start on the rest of Friday. But the horse that stole the entire show on Friday was Save America. This horse, the scouting report on this horse, I don't believe is completely accurate. I had said in an earlier video, the scouting report was that he was fast, not quite as durable, maybe a little cowardly at times, but really quick on his feet. We put him in a position to be good in PEI. He jogged. Now, I guess that part of the scouting report was correct. Putting him in with horses he should be able to beat. He looks very good. Well, okay, lots of horses are in that boat. So our job is to put him in with horses he's supposed to be able to beat. Well, there were horses coming out of the Open last night dropping into that class. That was no gimme. That was no walkover class. It might have been non-words of 10, but it was also eligible this and that and everything else. And it really wasn't a non-words of 10. It was also eligible non-words of 10. And every bit of a backup class or 3 from the top. I thought he raced huge, and I know that Brett had a fairly glowing report. Where are these kids going with this little cart? A fairly glowing report for Save America after the race, and he was pretty enamored with him. He thought he raced huge, he raced great, and he would have went much faster had he left him on the front. But listen, I was very happy with the way he raced him and very happy with the way the horse raced. Now, as we head into Sunday, we have Westland Warrior, Momentum Warrior, and Gorgeous Package Day. 3 big deals. I think if Warrior races really well, it probably makes the final of the Goldenrod. Momentum Warrior has made the final of the Goldenrod, and Gaslight Hall is in the final of the Goldenrod also. So all 3 of our horses would be represented in the 3 distinctions of the Trotting Sire Stakes here in Kentucky when they go around the 15th, I think. But for right now, thoroughly pleased with what I've seen from Memento Mori. Mildly happy with what I've seen from Westland Warrior, but I do think there's a decent horse lurking in there. And then Gorgeous Package in tough tonight. She might be 9-2. That was generous. These are the best fillies in Ohio. She's in with 1 division of killers, and she drew the 9-hole, the trailing post at Northfield Park. So we'll see how that plays out today. Tomorrow we have Arson at work again. I believe he secured a spot in the final also there. No, for sure he has. Brace for Landing races tomorrow also. What's his odds? Tyler Borth's driving him 9-2. All right, we'll see how he does. Yo Mister makes his return, and then All Gas No Brakes. Those are better odds, 2-1 on him tomorrow. And then Tuesday, as of right now, the unofficial calendar has Century Legion and Gaslight Hall. So that's what took place last week. I know in regards to the sales, a lot of people asking what's going on, what are we going to do? Pretty simple. The buckets will be out on Monday for you. Eric is going to upload them onto the site so you guys can get picking away at those. Every little bit counts. Obviously, the more shares we sell in the buckets, the more of the ability I have to go out and buy our horses, right? And I think we're going to keep it as frugal as we can this year. I think that premium horse I had capped around $65,000. I think that's what we paid for Aunt Lily last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think the middle bucket's around $160,000, which would represent maybe 4 or 5 horses, I think. And then that bottom bucket, a little more economical, will be around $55,000 or $60,000. We'll have 2 or 3 horses in there for everybody. So an opportunity to really start our stake season off, or start our sale season off and on the right foot in Ohio. It's always a big sale for us. We always have a pretty big footprint in Ohio. We want to keep it that way for now. And then shortly thereafter, the Lexington sale will be out also. And the buckets will be out also for everybody. And obviously those are 2 of the biggest sales off the board for us. After that, it's a little bit of Ontario, some other small sales here and there that we're not really going to pay that much attention to. And then, of course, Harrisburg is the last push of the season. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I am going to go watch Ollie, hopefully win today. If he wins this game, they're done for the day. They play tomorrow. If they lose this game, they play again at 4 o'clock. Hopefully a win coming our way. They've been on fire. They've been playing great baseball. And all I can do is watch. But excited for the rest of the day here and in Cleveland. I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend wherever you are also. Got to remember these days. Nice catch to start the game. You got to remember, we're not always going to have weekends like this. So if the weather's nice where you are, where it is here, take a step outside, have a drink, soak it all up. It's been a great summer. Take care.